Bradley Beal's career-high 51 points power Wizards past Trail Blazers. Portland, or. After the Washington Wizards experienced a night they would rather forget, Bradley Beal single-handedly provided new memories. Beal turned a Tuesday night game against the Portland Trail Blazers into his personal masterpiece, driving the lane to hunt the rim, using his body to shield off defenders and clearing space in the midrange and rising without hesitation from deep beyond the arc. By the end, Beal had created the finest scoring game of his career, helping the Wizards move past one of the worst moments in franchise history. Washington defeated Portland, 106-92, one night after losing by 47 points to the Utah Jazz. Throughout the bounce-back game, the Wizards played with improved defense and showed bench depth. But this one was mostly about Beal, who scored 51 points while leading the Wizards, 13-11, back into the light. Beal shed his protective glasses and then put on his playmaker persona, and, for the first time in 5 games, he looked more like himself. The absence of John Wall had forced Beal to find shots for teammates but greatly affected his own play as he produced glaring negative plus-minus numbers in 4 of the 5 games without his starting point guard. However, in Portland, Beal, who had worn glasses during the previous 2 games, returned to his shooting guard ways. He aggressively searched for his shot to the benefit of the team's offense while the rest of the starters remained in a shooting malaise. In by far his best game since Wall has been out of the lineup, Beal made 21 of 37 shots, also career-high marks. While Beal dominated the shots, and rightfully so, the remaining 4 starters made only 7 of 30 attempts from the field. As has been the trend through the 5 previous games without Wall, the Wizards bench provided where the starters could not. Kelly Oubre Jr. scored 14 points, and Mike Scott finished with 10. In the wake of the franchise's worst loss in 46 years, the atmosphere around the Wizards remained unchanged. The team manager didn't scorch the red uniforms from that 47-point loss. No one in the traveling company was abandoned in Utah. Every Wizards player, coach and staffer remained employed. Business continued as usual with no signs of panic inflicting the inner circle. Still, Coach Scott Brooks needed to remind himself to let go of the 116-69 loss by the time the sun came up. And before the Tuesday morning meetings inside the team hotel, Brooks had to forget the ugliness from the previous night, the pathetic assist number, only the 15th time in the franchise history the team collected 9 or fewer, and the fact that his team never joined the fight, not even in the garbage time 4th quarter. "It's hard to forget when you get beat by that many points," Brooks said, but then added, "I always try to get over it by the next morning. You learn from it, but you can't take it personal because..." Brooks sighed. "It's a tough job when you take everything so personal. I take pride in what I do, and our players take pride in what they do. We all played and coached bad last night, but you've got to own it, you've got to deal with it. You can't run from it. But it wasn't a good moment for any of us." Much like their coach, Washington's players moved on, and their forward momentum toppled a sloppy Portland team. The Wizards shook off the lingering mildew from the Utah loss. The team started the game shooting 5 for 17, with little ball movement in between the scarce field goals, and distanced themselves with their defense. Through a 5-minute span stretching from the first to the second quarter, Washington held the Blazers without a field goal. Although Portland's own disorder powered this run, the Wizards kept the pressure on by playing solid defense and creating turnovers. Oubre was not always rewarded for his energy and defensive sacrifice, like when he took a blow to the head by center Jusuf Nurkic and hit the floor but didn't receive a foul. However, Oubre hustled along and picked up 3 of the team's 12 steals through the first half. The Wizards capped their +12 quarter with another steal and a Tim Frazier flip-in before the buzzer. For the half, Washington produced 16 points off 14 turnovers and also held Portland to 34.2% shooting from the field. Although the third quarter proved to be more competitive with Portland outscoring Washington 29-28, Beal remained unstoppable. He played the entire quarter and connected on 8 of 11 shots for 19 points while the rest of the team hit 3. Before 3 minutes expired in the fourth quarter, Beal eclipsed his previous career mark, swishing a shot from 27 feet away while only one Blazers player cared to flash into his airspace. Though Beal faced several defenders, he found success. Just before the closing minute, he dribbled around the perimeter before finding center Zach Collins standing in his way. Beal calmly pulled up for another three-pointer, his fifth of the game. Then, with the help from Uber poking away his fourth steal, Beal added the punctuation to his night with a breakaway two-handed slam in the final seconds. He crossed over the 50-point threshold and eradicated the bad mojo from the